Kia ora whānau, and welcome to a quick intro for Get a Job and Get Healthy with Costas Enterprises. I am your host, Alex Costas, and today we're going to be talking about Magic Mind, how the process has been and what I've been through in the last 3 months, and how much Magic Mind has actually helped me. I am on my last bottle and of the second pack that they sent me, so technically it's been a month, but realistically it's been close to 3 months with my relationship with Magic Mind. So I just wanted to sort of have a quick Magic Mind. It is a bit late, it's about 3 o'clock today. I do have something else happening very, very shortly in about 10 minutes. And I feel like I need to have that jolt of energy, but also that focus, that clear focus. So that's why I'm going to pop one of these now. So first and foremost, as you guys know, you can find me via email, doncostas@gmail.com. That's DONCOSTAS @gmail.com. That's N for Nike. You can also find me on my website at the Kiwi Don. On Twitter and on Instagram. And then my website, www.costasenterprises.business.blog. So I'm just uncracking this. So as you can see, there's my Magic Mind there. Still fantastic stuff. I have shaken it up. I am doing it completely straight. I'm not changing it into anything. They have sent me another pack, and probably after this I will do a little unboxing just so you get an idea of what it looks like. They still don't yet deliver in New Zealand, which is a bit of a shame, but we'll go through all that. And because this episode is me talking about Magic Mind, it doesn't mean that it's sponsored by Magic Mind. A lot of these are my own opinions about what I'm going to be talking about. However, I do have an affiliate with Magic Mind, and if you want to support it and you want to try Magic Mind yourself, you can. You can use my code COSTAS20, that's COSTAS 20, or COSTAS20 on their website, and you will get 20% off. Now, if you decide to go with a subscription, you actually get it a lot cheaper. So you'll actually end up getting about close to 56% off if you order a 30-day trial. Basically, the price, we'll go over the prices and all that sort of stuff as well. But I just want to do this quick little shot with you guys, and also talk a bit more about Magic Mind. I'll probably come back to this after the thing that I'm doing. And I will continue this episode and we'll just go through everything. Feel free, contact me, let me know. Bottoms up, let's go. It's funny, the passion fruit used to really, really get me. And I talked about it in my previous episodes about this. That was one of the biggest problems I had, was I just felt weird with the passion fruit and the taste just wasn't right. Now, completely opposite. Can't even taste the passion fruit, really. Really enjoying it. If you haven't already seen, I did do a quick little update of why I haven't posted the last couple of days. That will be probably the video before this. It's not officially an episode, so you will see it a little bit differently. But I did attach it to this podcast just for my viewers so that you guys know what is going on with me. But till next time, till the next video, when we go a little bit further, we'll go through everything. Okay, cool. Have a great one, guys. Kia ora whānau and sin chao. Sorry it's a little bit late. I told you about the unboxing of Magic Mind and what it is that we're doing. So I have my little Magic Mind box here. So as you can see, it's quite a cool little packaging. It's got Magic Mind there, as you can see. So it just talks a little bit about it. Now, this is a 15 pack of the Magic Mind. You guys already know you can use Costas20 to get 20% off. If you do get the subscription service, you do actually get a little bit cheaper. I'll be honest, if you go for the subscription service, it would be better to get the 31 because you're paying $10 more than you would normally for this with the 20% and the 50% discount. So, or 46% discount. So basically, subscription is the way to go if you're going to do it. You can try it for a month, stop it, all that sort of stuff. So I thought we'd go through it, and so I'll just give you a little bit of heads up. This is the best by the 27th of April 2025. So there is a bit of a timeline on them. It says do more, stress less. Magic Mind, it's got the little M, which of course are seagulls, but also M's for Magic Mind. So I've got my little knife here, and let me just open this up. So this is easy to be open. This is just like a little bit of tape, basically. But see if we can do it properly so you can see what I'm doing. And then, so that is almost done. So yeah, we'll basically take a shot. We will talk a little bit about how my journey has gone with them. That's part of the whole reason. Is I said I was going to do an extra video in my intro. Sorry, it's taken a couple of days. It's been pretty hectic here, unfortunately. We have been very, very busy. We are getting ready to go to Vietnam in the next, in basically in 2 days' time. So yeah, it's quite a fun one. So as you can see, the box opens up, and it's quite cool little packaging. So I'll hold it, and as you can see, it's got like a couple of things on this thing. One thing it says is this first one says Magic Meets Science at magicmind.com /learn, and then on the other side it goes, it's not magic, it's you, which is quite a cool little thing. As you open the box, you can see that the outer of the box is actually pink and stuff as well, so it's matching the tape basically. Like, you're not just getting basically the bottles as a simple crappy box, you're actually getting a bit of art, I suppose you could say. And as you can see, it's got like the effect of a sunrise, which I think is quite cool. So yeah, you can reuse these as well if you need to. It is a very small box, it's quite cool. I'll put that over there. And then what comes is this little guide here, which I've talked and sort of gone through before, and I'm not going to read it all. I've done that before in my first video. We don't need to do a full video on that. This is basically talking about how Magic Mind has affected me 3 months on since having it. Now, bear in mind that I haven't had it every day. The first couple of weeks I had it every day. I had the full effect. I can tell you before how it worked. And since then, I've only used it sparingly. And so that's kind of what I'm going to touch on a little bit more with this episode, is how using it sparingly has helped me for the times when I've needed it to. And that, what I'm going to do with this one. So, yeah, as you can see, it's got, Magic Mind. And then as you open it up, it basically goes, thank you for being part of the Magic Mind journey. One that started a decade ago with a trip to the ER. And it just tells a little bit about the story of how the founder was basically had a condition with caffeine. And he was having, quite a few caffeines. And they were like, look, you need to stop this. And then it's got the sort of properties, the ingredients, that sort of stuff. So I'll put that a little bit closer so you can hopefully see that all. I'm hoping, yep. And then the next page is, ways that you can potentially have it. And then there is another page talking about, the reviews. And then as we go on the other side, we go how they compare to other brands that do the same thing. And then the next one is basically the directions of how to take it, how you can have it, and all that sort of stuff. And then feel free to pause the videos for these sorts of things. And then how you should feel after doing it for 5 days. As you can see, the first day, it does sort of say, hey, look, this is this. I know these are all reversed, I'm just looking at, so that's going to be fun. So basically, for the day one, this is I will read this out because I do feel like it's weird that this works the way it does. And I know that sounds really silly, because you'll feel an elevated sense of energy and a sense of focus when using it within an hour of taking Magic Mind. For me, I found it within 15 minutes, starting to notice the focus and stuff. It says we don't rely on a massive amount of caffeine like other energy shots because our over-caffeination is counterproductive for optimal focus. Don't expect wired, expect dialed in for the first 50 to 60% of the benefits of the ingredients to work. I didn't believe that, and I was like, oh, so it's not going to give me the full energy. They're right, it is. The first day is more like you're kind of hyper aware than you would be normally, and you're awake, but it's not like you don't get the full effect. Now, day 3, it says, look at your to-do list. Gloss over the number of tasks you've crossed out in the last 2 days. Feel about 75% of the benefits. Notice how you don't need to reach for that afternoon caffeine boost anymore. That is correct. So the first time I had this, day one, it was like I didn't feel the actual effects straight away. And it lasted for a couple of hours. Like, I'll be honest, I'm a big boy. It lasted about 3 hours. It was enough for me to do what I needed to do, but then leading up to that, each day it got longer and longer, and to the point where by about day 4, I just needed one magic mind. I didn't need any caffeine, and I tried this with caffeine, without caffeine. I did all the stuff I'm supposed to. I did it with an energy drink. I did it without an energy drink. And then they say day 5, feel about 90% of the benefits. Now that the ingredients like cordyceps mushrooms and ashwagandha have started to reach full effect with continued improvement through day 10. So yeah, if you do use this for 10 days, you will notice it. I can tell you that I did that as well. So what do you get? So this is the box here. So this is the 15 pack, as I said. So at the top we have, it says basically Magic Mind. It's got matcha, nootropics, adaptogens, immunity, and it says flow state awaits you. On the back it says, thank you, it wouldn't be magic without you, and a little QR code as well. It says questions, email them. On one side, this side here that I'm looking at says drink daily for a sharper mind, steadier energy, and less stress. So that one there. And then on the other side it says the same thing. And then on this side it says flow state awaits you, and then you've got this little message here which basically says fold lid behind the bottles, best kept refrigerated. So you don't have to have it refrigerated. I have tried it both ways, and then as you can see it pops out like this. So this is the full pack of 15 that are there, and then you can fold this down basically, and this falls behind here, and basically it makes it a little just quick easy grab bag basically. So really nice packaging. It's got a nice aesthetic to it. As you can see, the theme of the whole slow burn, like the sunrise, is all across the pack. It is also all across the bottles as well. So you'll see just like the little gradients of the yellow to the red and the blue, and then as you go round, there's like the sun wave again. So everything is really, really marketed really well. So you do get a total of 15 bottles. As you can see, they are all there, and they are all not opened, as you can see. So now when I have this, I usually keep it for when I do my selling, like at Armageddon, the big events. So yeah, it's quite cool to sort of have it as an extra. And because I've run out, this is now my last supply. So it's very, very interesting to see. I'm very lucky that they've sent me 3 boxes of this. I don't expect to get another one. I'll be honest. I would love another one. I would love them to bring it to New Zealand. I would buy it in a heartbeat. I'm not going to lie. It's not super cheap. It's about, like, if you got the 15 pack, it's about 140, I think, US. Which you might be like, oh, that's really expensive, but I'll be completely open and honest with you. If you were trying to get rid of caffeine, or you were trying to get off the energy drinks, it's worth it. If you get the subscription, you get it cheaper. As I said, it is cheaper to get the 30 pack than it is to get the 15 pack. Basically, you'll spend $10 more than you would, or maybe $20 more max, on the 30 pack than you would on the 15 pack. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Like, it's really good stuff. So as you can see, at the moment, I haven't had a Magic Mind. My last one I had was a couple of weeks ago. And so I gave away a couple to a friend. I hope he has tried them and they are working for him. And I did that because I knew I had this pack. So I was like, that's cool. I can give it to someone that I think needs some Magic Mind sort of help. Haven't yet heard a review from him whether or not they worked for him. I hope they did. They certainly worked for me. It is, I will stress again, the very first time you have it, if you haven't had it before and you're not a fan of passion fruit, the passion fruit does hit you. I don't feel it as much now, even after a month of not having it. And there are times when I haven't had it. Like, I'm not going to lie, it's not like I have it every single week. This is the first one I've had in about 2 weeks. And before that, it was like maybe a month before I'd had one before. But then I've had other times when I've had one every day. So when I do Armageddon, so as I said, we are going to Vietnam in 2 days' time. We're gone for about 3 weeks. And then we come back. And then when we come back, we are literally at Armageddon. We come back one day, we get to pack the car and then go up to Auckland to Armageddon. So it's one of those situations where I know that I'm going to need some magic mode. And I'll probably take about 4 bottles and maybe 5 bottles. We'll see how we go. And that's most of my supply. But Auckland Armageddon is so intense that this is going to help. Now, not lying, I probably will have caffeine with it as well, just to give me that extra jolt, because I haven't been taking it leading up to that. Now, if I was taking this every day, it'd be crazy. So how do you take it? A couple of ways. So if you didn't see my first video, which was quite a long time ago, about almost 3 months, hence the 3 months title, you can have it just as a shot like this, which is what I'm going to do today. You can pour it into a glass with some hot water, and it becomes a kind of like a matcha latte, but with the extra added bonus. Now, of course, if you do add water to it, it dilutes it a little bit, but at the same time, you will still get the same effect. In fact, it's weird. You almost feel more switched on because of it, because when it's hot, you've actually got more of it, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's pretty good. The other way we had it as well is we had it as a smoothie. So me and my partner, we make smoothies for breakfast usually, and in those smoothies that is all veggies and stuff, and so we just poured one of these in. We only needed one, and it's weird. Like, again, it was diluted. It was enough for 2 people, but I could still taste the passion fruit at that time, and I could still feel the effects of it working. My partner did feel it a little bit, but because she hadn't been having it the whole time leading up to it, she didn't really get the full effect. Whereas by that time it was like day 6, I think, or day 7, and I was like, okay, yes, this is working. Again, the very first time you try it, it's going to be weird. Like, you think it's not going to work. It's not like a normal caffeine hit. It's not like a normal energy drink hit where you get that sugar that wakes you up straight away and you're ready. This is a little bit different. It's a slow burn, but not too slow. Like 15 minutes is not a long time to wait for it to start working. As it says, you may feel it after an hour. If you need something to wake you up straight away, you can take this and something else. Like, they actually say in their little guide, it's okay to have it with coffee. You'll find you won't need as much coffee because this will keep you up. I do strongly suggest, if you do try this, if you want first, yes, try the 15 pack, see how you go. But it's cheaper to buy the 30 pack. If you can do one a day, honestly, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a worker, if you need to focus, maybe you're a content creator, whatever it is that you're doing, you try this, and I guarantee that you will see some effects. And if you do it consistently, you will really see the effects, and you'll be like, what was I doing before this? Like, I'll be honest, when I used to go to work, for a long time, I didn't drink coffee. It wasn't until I met my partner that I actually started drinking coffee properly. And so I was having like little bits by little bits by little bits. But most of my time was Coca-Cola. I drank Coke. I drank V, energy drinks, Monster, that sort of stuff. And so now I'm at that point where I'm like, cool. I still have some of those sometimes. Like when I've got a big event, rather than cracking into these, because I only have a few, I save these for things like Armageddon. I will save these for the big expos. I will save these for all the stuff that I know I need to be switched on really, really quickly. And I can afford to have 1 bottle a day. That's fine. So, I will still have things like coffee. Like, I've already had a coffee today. I'll be honest. I probably don't need this. But I want to show you how to take it. I also want you to see the effects. So shake it up, crack it open, and then it is a green liquid. Suck all the extra stuff. and then it's just down the hatch. That's all it is. You can heat it, you can refrigerate it. They say it's best to have it refrigerated, but you don't have to. I had mine in the car. Like, it's not that hard. And then it's just down the hatch like this. And that's it. It's not that hard. There's even a little bit of extra residue at the bottom, so I could probably put a bit of water in there, shake it up, multussin, as the great comic said. But what I want you to know is, how's it been after 3 months? Well, the relationship between me and Magic Mind has been great. They've been fantastic. They've been really supportive. They've helped me with my content. They've told me about, they've given me honest feedback. They have been very honest themselves as well, which has been great. So it's not like you just get one side. You get everything. So they're not paying me for this. This is my payment. Is they sent me a box and they said, "Do you want another box?" I was like, "Yes, of course. I'll gladly take another box." Realistically, for that box, they only wanted three ad sessions, and the ad sessions is just me talking about it for 2 months, if that. I told them, "Well, look, I really appreciate you guys. I would love to do an episode on it. Is that okay?" And they're like, "Yeah, sweet as." And that was the first time I did it. This last box, I'm dealing with a new person. Same deal. They were like, "Cool, yeah, let's." I was like, "Is that okay if I do like a 3 month on?" And they were like, "Yeah, of course, we would love that." And that's why that's why I'm doing this episode. It's not because they're paying me to. It's me saying, "Hey, I respect your product. I respect the relationship that we have, and because of that, I feel there's a lot of videos on your product that are, hey, use this straight away," and they've only used it once. They haven't used it consistently. Or if they have, they've used it for the 1 month selection, 15 days that they get. They haven't gone back and done more. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this, to show that if you did have more access to it, like if you're in America, if you're one of my viewers in America and you're watching this, you have easy access to this. They can do it through Amazon. You can go to their website, Magic Mind. I would say go to their website first. You'll get better deals for like the subscription and stuff. And then you can use my code, Costas20. I know I'm going to put it out again a couple of times. Let's be real. To get an extra 20% off. Even if you get one box, you can use Costas20 and get that extra discount. Like, yes, I do get a part payment from it. But the main reason why I'm doing this is because I want you guys to get it cheaper. Like, it is a good product. I will gladly talk about products that I believe in. Like, you guys see me talk about Sharesies. I don't get paid by Sharesies. I don't do anything with Sharesies. But I appreciate them. I appreciate what they gave me. And what did they give me is they gave me access to get myself out of debt. They gave me access to tools that I didn't know I had. Same as Magic Mind. Magic Mind has given me the ability to see a little bit differently, and actually see a company that's working, that's a good company. Like, everyone that I've dealt with is super, super helpful, super nice. Now, I don't know if that's an HR thing, but you can go into their website. You can look at their reviews. You can look at their, just their whole branding was really aesthetically pleasing for me. Not just the way it looks, but the way that everyone was acting, the way that everyone's talking about it. Now, that's not to say the first time I had it, I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I had some quite bad indigestion, basically for the first 3 days, 4 days. And even now, I just have felt a little mini burp coming up. And that's the passion fruit. Not everyone has that effect. I do. I don't have the best relationship with passion fruit, unfortunately, when it comes to juices and stuff. So I get that, oh God, But that's because it's natural passion fruit. It's not artificial passion fruit. I really wanted to do this episode because I thought it's nice to have something different. It's nice to talk about a product where, one, it works. Two, it actually helps me achieve what I want to achieve. Like, you can already tell I'm not going and like I used to. The reason for that is things like the Magic Mind. It has made me so that I start to think about what I'm saying before I say it. And a lot of times when I was doing these podcasts, when I was driving, which I shouldn't be doing because that's wrong, I was not actually focusing on what I was saying. I was getting it out in the ether. But since Magic Mind, I'll be honest, the reason why I'm doing these YouTube videos is because of Magic Mind. Let's not sugarcoat it. It's exactly the reason why, is because they were like, hey, we'd like to sponsor you. And this is when I was just audio. And I was like, look, at that time, the program that I was using, which was Anchor, who are the ones that sponsor my podcast. Well, not sponsor, but they distribute my podcast. They were like, look, we're going to stop so that you can record on your phone. And that was the whole reason I was using Anchor, was because I was like, this is easy. I can just turn my phone on, hit record, and it automatically records for me. And yes, you could say a video recorder could do the same thing, or an audio recorder could do the same thing. But in my experience, one button to click, one button to record, one button to publish. Great. Fantastic. I love that. And so now from basically next month, Anchor are turning around and going, no, you can't record anymore. You can still upload from your phone and all that sort of stuff. But I'm like, well, I'm doing this Magic Mind. And I told them, I said, look, I appreciate you guys sending it to me. And look, if I was one of these other creators, I could do a 90-second, 2-minute thing and just be like, hey, get out of here, and just do short form content with it. I didn't want to. I was like, well, all the videos that I saw, no one was actually doing a day-by-day video or talking about how to take it or showing you what it looks like when you have it. And that's why I was like, I'm putting it on. And so I did. And so if you go back and find that video, I will link it, don't worry. Then you'll see what it was like having it for 7 days. I filmed every day. It's my first time. It was my first real YouTube video because I did editing and all that sort of stuff. And now, of course, I do a lot more editing and it's a lot better. But what I'm getting at is, if I didn't have Magic Mind, I wouldn't have started posting on YouTube. I would have still been that guy that was like, oh, I'll put my episodes up, my audio episodes, with just a station ID. But because of Magic Mind, I decided to make that change and go, you know what? Let's do it. Let's start doing video. And since then, I've done video every episode. So if you're watching this and you're on, maybe you're listening to this through Spotify, this is an actual video. So you can see what I'm doing. You can see my face. You can hear my voice. But you can also find it on my YouTube. And I get more views now on my YouTube through Spotify than I do on my actual Spotify podcast, which is funny because since I switched to video, they were like, we want you to have video, but then they have sort of stopped off it. So, yeah, I am quite thankful for Magic Mind to get me to take that leap. See, a lot of this stuff is I've started believing in myself a lot more, and that's why I'm like now in front of the camera. Like, I always wanted to be in front of the camera as an actor, and I used to act and all that sort of stuff in like school plays, but never actually took the step. There was always something holding me back, going, oh, look, I'm too big, or oh, I'm too hairy, or oh, I don't feel smart enough, I don't feel confident enough. But now, like, you can see, I'm literally in your living room. I'm in your computer. I'm everywhere, man. No, sorry, that's a Tron reference. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you now see me as opposed to just hear me. And that's really important, I think, because if you're not growing, what are you doing? Last couple of days I've had some pretty deep thoughts. I don't mind telling you guys that, as you know, last year my mother passed away in January, and it has been a struggle to try and get what they call probate. So basically, when someone passes away, if they've got a certain amount of money that's over, like, I think it's 7,000, you have to apply for probate to go through the whole process to get the money, basically. And it has taken almost a year and a half to finally get probate. I literally got most of Mum's money yesterday. So yesterday was an emotional day for me. Like, just dealing with everything and going through it all. Yeah, it was very, very hard. And I'll be honest, look, I had a little cry. I usually what I deal now with when I deal with these sorts of emotions, when I'm thinking about mum and dad and all that sort of stuff, I will go down to the beach. That is my happy place. That's where I talk to them anyway. I talk to them in the ether. I know that they're up there. I know they're listening. But part of it was like I just went to the beach and I just broke down. I was like, finally, like the house is now in my name. The money has finally come, and I started thinking like I can talk about this stuff with people. I can, rather than bottling it up. I used to bottle everything up like an idiot, and I was thinking about the evolution of my podcast. I was talking to someone, and they were like, "Oh, so how did your podcast start?" And I was like, "Well, I did this, 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 and it was on this, this, this." And I was like, "But it's really evolved. It's changed now." And she was like, "Well, what changed? How did it change?" And I said, "Well, look, I originally started as get a job and get healthy. I talked about my weight loss journey, and I talked about my recruitment thing. And at that time, I'll be honest, I wanted to get it out to the people so that they were able to actually get jobs. I knew I had a bit of a I had a bit of a knack of writing a CV and a cover letter for people that didn't know how. I made it simple, I made it easy, and I'd already worked on that for like 6 months beforehand. And then I started the podcast during COVID, and I was literally sitting in my room watching Gary Vee, and he was like, "If you want a podcast, you can do it on your phone." And I was like, "Really? What?" And I thought, "Fine, let's do it." And I literally, the first couple of episodes, if you go back and watch them or listen to them, you will hear I'm literally reading it off something that I wrote for the first maybe 4 or 5 episodes, all the before you apply for jobs and stuff, even the keto stuff, like when I'm talking about that, a lot of that I read off the things. It wasn't until like a couple of episodes later that I started talking off the cuff, and so now I talk off the cuff, but I don't put as many ums and ahs, and my podcast has really evolved because now I talk about entrepreneurial, I talk about shares, I talk about investing, I talk about investing in yourself, I talk about reading, I talk about books that I've read that helped me, I've talked about videos that I've watched that have helped me. A lot of my podcast has become sort of semi self-help, but at the same time, it's me talking about how it's affected me. I've talked about my mental health, I've talked about loss, I've talked about debt, and now I talk about selling. Like, I've covered so many different topics that my podcast, even though it's called Get a Job and Get Healthy with Costas Enterprises, is not just that. And so, look, at some point I may do a complete rebrand. But for now, my podcast can be whatever it's on my mind. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be in Vietnam. Now, I will try to film a podcast while I'm there. But at the same time, what I might do instead is I plan to have a whole lot of videos. And so those videos will be on my TikTok. They won't be on my Costas Enterprise TikTok. I've got another TikTok, which I will add in the description. And it's like Alex Learns Tien. Alex Learns Vietnamese, basically. So I'll be posting on there hopefully every day. And it'll be all my experiences, what I'm eating, what I'm not. And I'll be honest, some of my podcast episodes will just be probably over the next couple of weeks. They might be just clips of me talking about my experience for the day, or it might be adding those TikTok videos in there. And look, I will put those up there so you guys can see them as well. I might put them as a separate playlist, as like Alex in Vietnam or something, but they will be the TikTok videos. I'll be honest. I will try to do a couple of episodes about how I'm feeling there. I don't know if there'll be video, they might be audio. We'll see how we go. But I do want to showcase that this podcast has changed. this podcast has evolved like I have. The growth I've had in the last sort of 5 years, it's been crazy. And honestly, I cannot wait for the next couple of years. The things that I've done, the things that I'm working towards. Honestly, it's thinking about the future doesn't scare me anymore. I have no problem telling you guys that, I'll be honest, close to, 5, 6 years ago, I thought I was going to die at 40, and I was okay with that. I was drinking all the time, I was smoking some stuff, and, I felt like, before my partner, I felt like I had no life. I felt like I had no drive. I had no reason to live. I never thought about my future. I was living paycheck to paycheck. You know, day one I'd get paid. Day two the money would be gone, and there was all debt and all that sort of stuff. So it's surprising to see that I've come from that and changed, and now I'm at that point where I can go, cool. I want to live. I want a future. I'm planning a future. Like, I'm now 41, going on 42 in December, despite my partner saying I'm 50. And yeah, I want a future where I can spend it with her, but also, hopefully with kids. I want to help people. I want to do more of what I'm doing. Like, I'm part of a Facebook group called Fire, and it's basically it's a way of trying to, it's a way of trying to basically use your retirement money to basically set you up for life and all that sort of stuff, and retire early. That's kind of the whole point. And someone sort of asked a question, and I was like, well, look, they were like, oh, I'm in a dead-end job. I've got another 10 years before I reach my fire number. I'm thinking of changing jobs. What do I do? And I went back to them straight away, and I said, look, quite simple. And everyone was like, stick with it, stick with it. I said, look, are you happy? You got to ask yourself if you're happy. If you're not happy and you're okay with delaying your things, start a new business if you want to. You basically got three options. One, stay in the job where you are, do the 10 years that you need to. Two, apply for the same sort of job somewhere else with more money, reach that fire earlier. Or three, start in your own business as a side hustle, or four, just leave. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself happy. And yes, I'm busier now than I was, but I'm happy. And that's the crazy thing. Like, I never thought that being self-employed, doing things like candles and selling my geeky stuff would make me happy. And I am. If I want to wake up at 10 o'clock, I can wake up at 10 o'clock. If I want to, go for a drive in the middle of the day, I can. Like, yes, I work part-time for the Wally Collective. Love it. It's great. A little bit of extra money coming in. That money's going into my shares. Like, that's the kind of thing I'm thinking. Like, everything I'm doing is trying to build a future. And I want to build that future faster than what I was. Because, let's be real. I should have been saving a lot more. I should have been putting more into my retirement. A lot more. I've only started doing that. And so, every little thing that I'm doing, every step that I'm taking, is another step towards that journey. Like, for example, with Magic Mind, I've been hit up by other companies before going, hey, do you want to do this product? Hey, do you want to do this product? They never really spoke to me. Like, they weren't focusing on what it was that my brand was. Magic Mind did. They actually watched an episode and was like, hey, look, we really appreciate your podcast. We like what you're talking about. And they even mentioned some of the stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. They actually watched an episode. They said, would you be interested? Yeah, okay. And they're like, look, we'll send you a box for free. And I said, look, I'm not prepared to support a product unless I've tried it. And I will give you an honest opinion about how I feel about it. And I did. Like, my original video was exactly that. It was me going, look, I don't like the taste too much to start off with, but it works. And then by day 7, I was like, okay, used to the taste now. It works. Keep going. And now, 3 months on, look, the taste doesn't even affect me. The passion fruit doesn't even get to me now. And that's what it was. For me, it was the passion fruit. Now, this little bottle is like instantly switched on. This whole time that I've been talking, you've noticed, it's been 15 minutes since I took that. Look at how much my focus has changed in that 15 minutes. Look at how much I've spoken about the different things, but also not repeated what I've said. I haven't gone I haven't taken time to think, I haven't stopped the video. Everything has been going and flowing properly. Flow state awaits you. Like, this is a perfect example of how this works, how the magic mind works. If you're a content creator and you're in Australia or America or any of the countries where they deliver it, and you're struggling to find those words, mate, one of these, 15 minutes before you're due to do, automatically you're talking. If you're selling, this is how I use it now. If I'm going to go sell, I take one of these 15 minutes beforehand and I am switched on. These days I take it like an hour beforehand. The first thing I do in the morning, I'll grab it, shot it, and the flow state, because my body is now used to the chemicals, for me, it doesn't take like an hour for it to start working, but also the flow state goes the whole day. Like that little bottle that I had, I will feel this way for the whole day. I will feel switched on. I will feel on. I don't have to worry. Like, my body is used to the chemicals. Now, it's not having the chemicals every day. I know you'll be like, well, that doesn't make sense. But it's like a mental thing. Like, I know that when I have one of these bottles, I believe in the product so much that as soon as I hit it, those same feelings are going to come back. Now, you might be like, well, look, that's self-delusional. It might be. But at the same time, I feel better when I have it. And if I could have it every day, I would. So as soon as they make it available in New Zealand, which I keep asking them, like, hey guys, when is it going to happen? Because I would love to give this to people in New Zealand. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it ever will happen. I'm very lucky to have as many bottles of this as I've had. I've had about, this will be, when I have these 15 here, that'll be 45 bottles that I've had. And when I think about it, that's 45 people in New Zealand that could have used this that don't have access to it. So I count myself very lucky, very, very lucky. I hope one day that it comes. And when it does, I hope I'm the person to break it and be like, guys, it's here. Let's go. And it really does help. And 3 months on, and probably 6 months on, if I've still got some, it will still have the same sort of effect. Like, if you were struggling for energy, if you're struggling for just finding your way through, like you could be writing something. You could be writing something like a PhD, and you're in that place where you need to focus. If you can get your hands on some of this, you take it for 5 days, you'll be writing fantastically. It's that good. I don't have to. I can't sugarcoat it anymore. Like, it works. It works well. And you will notice it. So yeah, just try it. If you like this episode, please like, share, subscribe. I would love a few more subscribers and a few more likes. I'll be honest. But also, share it around. Like, if you've got that person that needs a bit of, like, focus. As I said, I'm gonna pin the video. It'll be here or here or wherever. At the end of the video, and it'll be the Magic Mind review. Click it. Find out how it goes. Watch the video. Watch this video. Try it. My code's on the screen. Costas20. COSTAS 20. Pretty easy to remember, considering the name of the podcast is Get a Job and Get Healthy with Costas Enterprises. Go figure. So, magicmind.com, Costas20 at your checkout code, and honestly, go with a subscription. 30-day subscription is $10 more expensive than the 15-day subscription, with all the things taken off, with the 20% off, with the subscription cost taken off. If you buy a simple box, you can still use Costas20, you'll still get 20% off. But if you really want to try it, if you're in that rut, or if you want to make something about, you want to start making your changes in your entrepreneurial, like I talk about entrepreneuring quite a bit. I love this stuff. I feel more switched on with what I'm talking about now than normal. Wait till you try some of this. When you're trying to get those ideas on paper, have a shot of this. Wait 15 minutes, then start looking back at it. It is nuts that it works. So yeah, as I said, they didn't officially sponsor this episode. Usually they just said 20 seconds or 2 minutes talking about it. And look, there will be 2 more where I talk about it. Probably won't be 2 minutes, or probably a little bit longer. But this is an episode to sort of say, hey, 3 months on, still works. I have it once every so often. It still works. So try it. And that's all I'm saying. Just try it. It might work for you. It might not. For me, it definitely worked. And as you can see, I'm a bigger person. So if one little shot, this little shot, can wake me up and keep me going for hours, if you're someone that is actually quite healthy and is quite, thin and stuff, you might feel it for a little bit longer. In a good way. It's all nootropics. What does that mean? It means it's healthy. It means it's only got good things inside it. Not the bad things, like, there's no bad chemicals inside your body with this stuff. So please, give it a go. Till next time, peoples. As I said, my next episode will probably be in Vietnam. Go follow my my TikTok. I'll put it at the bottom. I think it's Alex Learns Ting. Alex.learns.ting. Ting Viet. I will be posting there probably a couple of times a day. I'll be honest. And it'll be me trying different foods. It'll be me seeing different things. I will put a couple of episodes together while I'm over there. Hopefully I'll still try to do an episode every week. I am taking my laptop with me, so I might do a video like what we're doing now. It might be a video of a whole lot of different videos all put together. And it'll be like my time in Vietnam, week 1 or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how we go. But until next time, as always, guys, I love you guys, and good luck.